Guess who stayed home today? This is how I feel. These are dying flowers. Okay. So, I already talked about how I became a nerd fighter in another video. So, I chose how I got into the Harry Potter fandom. It was not long after I read, I can't remember which one. I was 11 the first time I went to a Harry Potter message board. Because at the time I had AOL, and they had like these special specific, this kids thing, and they had message boards, and they had one for like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and they had one for Chamber of Secrets and all kinds of stuff. So, there was like this thing, like certain people hung out at certain boards, and they didn't necessarily talk about Chamber of Secrets or whatever, but like they created families and stuff, and like like you'd have the one family that I was in was the Pixie Dust family. And so, like, my name on there was Cat Pixie Dust. And, so other people had, like, they were, like, my family members, too, and, like, it was fun. And, I remember when Order of the Phoenix came out, there was a new board, and we were like, oh, yes, we'll go there, because we need to get away from all these noobs who are taking over, because I think we were in the Goblet of Fire board. And then, we went to the Order of the Phoenix, but the noobs got there first. And then there was, like, way too many, and it just kind of stopped going. But I made a few friends, and, like, there was one that I roleplay with, Harry Potter roleplay, when, like, over instant message. And we made this whole thing, and with our characters from the board, and I actually wrote a fan fiction about it, sort of based off of it, like, and I don't know if you guys would ever want to read it. It was written by, like, a 12-year-old, so it's bad, but it's on HarryPotterFanfiction.com. So that was, like, my first kind of thing, and, like, I started going to MuggleNet, and that's really, like, what really got me into the fandom, because, like, other than, like, the message boards and stuff, I didn't really know that many other people liked Harry Potter. And, like, by the time that Mugglecast came around, like, that was it. That was, like, what actually got me into the actual Harry Potter fandom, where, like, I knew that it was a fandom, if that makes any sense. Like, I could give it a name. And, I listened to Mugglecast since the first episode. And I'd get really excited every week. I was like, oh my god, yay, Mugglecast! And now I'm like, where is Mugglecast? Maybe once a month if I'm lucky. But, at least it's still around. But, so that, I think overall, Mugglecast is what really changed everything. And, like, I'm really grateful for that. I'm so glad that I started listening, because I was like, what the hell is a podcast? After Mugglecast, though, like, and I'd go to MuggleNet Interactive, and for the longest time I was in Harry Potter guilds on Neopets, if you know what that is, what the guilds are on Neopets, but, and I made a lot of friends there. But after, actually, this year is when I consider myself a full-fledged member of the Harry Potter fandom, because I started listening to, I listened to a Harry Potter Alliance call one day, and it was just kind of like, I don't know, I didn't really, I don't know why I did it. Like, I didn't really want to, but at the same time, I was like, I'll just see what it is. And that was in, I think, March. And it was about Accio books. Oh, I think that was it. That was it. That was about Accio books. And I listened to the call and I was like, hey, this is really cool. And I noticed that, like, they talked about Pottercast and stuff like that. And I was like, huh, and Wizard Rock. Wizard Rock, that's how I got into Wizard Rock, too. So I started listening to Pottercast because I had listened to an episode a long time ago. And I was like, and because then it was like really, really structured. And I just thought it was kind of boring. And so I never listened to it again, but, like, you know, like, now I listen to Pottercast. And, you know, I started watching Melissa Mondays back when she did them, and Noe Thursdays, and like, I participated in Accio books, and I sent 42 books to a youth village in Rwanda. And I'm actually in a video for the Ravenclaws, me talking about one of the books that I was sending, I think. Stargirl, which I really miss. And that video is actually on YouTube. There's a whole bunch of, like, Ravenclaws got in it. It was our secret project. This is going to be a long video, and you know what? I don't care, because this is important to me. All of it. So, I started listening to Pottercast, and I got into Wizard Rock, and I looked for a Wizard Rock podcast because just going to the MySpaces wasn't enough. It was like, okay, there's way too many bands. I need something, like, to show me what else there is and stuff like that. So that's how I found Accio Potter. And APWR, Accio Potter podcast. And that's actually how I met Bets. I think, Jenna, you asked one time about how me and Bets knew each other, because they started doing, like, they had a live show, APWR, and then they also did, like, Monday things where, like, they would put on Wizard Rock just so, well, people were doing homework or something. And that was a new stream. So that's how I met Bets, because we were both in the chat, and that's how I met a few other people too. And so I think, honestly, I think that this year was when I really became part of the Harry Potter fandom. That's what I consider it. Though I've been, like, you know, on Harry Potter websites and everything since I think I was 11, maybe 11, 10, 11, because I've been using the internet for a really long time. I was like 6 when I had my first screen name on AOL, so yeah, it's been a really long time. And I'm really happy that I am in the Harry Potter fandom. So I'm going to leave it on that note. And I want to say to you, Bets, I'll see you tomorrow.